The room Sophia leads you to is dark and quiet. It smells of dust and old paper and doesn't appear to have seen so much as a stray sunbeam in years. Thick curtains hang over the windows, tightly closed, and a few half-filled crates lie abandoned in the corners. But it's the object in the center of the room that is designed to overawe all who enter. A desk, a huge oaken slab, far larger than any one man could comfortably use, set on thick pedestals encircled with hundreds of intricate symbols. Some craftsman must have been rewarded handsomely for months he spent on his creation. My father's study, Sophia says by way of exclamation, and that of many of my ancestors.
Yours now, then?
You kneel next to the mighty desk, examining the symbols at arm's length. They appear to be part of a script comprising mostly sharp slashes and arrows. You've not seen it before, but Dev may have some idea of its origins. You look back up at Sophia, who is watching you with dark eyes. None of this is mine, she says with surprising vehemence. Then she laughs, a strangled sound. She continues in a stumbling rush. Could you imagine writing correspondence at that monstrous thing? I'd feel like a child and my feet barely brushing the floor where I sat. No, I'll leave this place to my father's memory and be happier for it.
I need to take these symbols down for later research. Maybe I can pick up an impression if I sit at the desk. What does Sophia know about the desk? Interesting. Do we trust her to actually, give us reasonable information?
I feel like it would be odd if we did the other two. Like if we were like, oh, I'm going to take down these symbols in front of you.
I don't know.
Does
Like
she know that we're
medium.
up here for... Oh, well, yeah, we're a simple medium, but she doesn't know we're investigating, though.
I suppose.
Or at least we think she doesn't know.
I think it'd be weird to sit at the desk because if it's magic at some level, then it could corrupt us or mess with us if we're bad.
Right.
Or if we're like
the sitting at the desk makes sense to be a medium because it can be like, oh, let me see if I feel anything. Whereas like, I need to take these symbols down is like, these look odd. Me and my medium skills are going to write these down.
I'm a vote for number 1. Did you do 2?
I didn't do any. I wasn't sure.
I guess we'll just roll the dice anyway.
Roll the dice.
It is 2. Maybe I can pick an impression. Oh no. If I sit at the desk. Well. Cap's just over here just like, that one looks like it would be dangerous.
I mean, it would be the first choice Cap made that was dangerous. If I recall, someone, you, chose the other dangerous ones.
I like the physically dangerous ones. In theory. Mind if I sit? While the desk has seen several generations here at least, the chair is of a much newer design. You do nothing more than gesture toward the chair, but Sophia makes an alarmed noise.
Please don't,
she says. Her voice is soft, but her hand clutches your wrist with force enough that you fancy you can feel your bones grind together.
My father was the last person to sit there, and I don't intend for that to change.
For 2 long breaths, she just stares at you implacably, while you try to twist free. Of course, you grind out through gritted teeth. Sophia looks down and realization dawns on her face. She releases you with a grimace.
Oh, I didn't mean to hurt you.
She tries to rub the tenderness away with a hesitant gesture, but you prefer to keep your hand entirely to yourself.
I don't entirely trust the thing, to be honest. It may pose a hazard to your health. My father never let me get close to it.
It's fine, you say tersely. Just tell me why you wanted me to see this place. Oh, sorry. Sophia looks at the papers that lie on the desk, long since abandoned. She shifts her weight from one foot to the other, refusing to meet your gaze.
You can sense spirits, can you not? If my father lingers here, I would like to know it. Oriana kept me away from him when he passed, and I have some rather important questions only he can answer.
She gives you a hopeful smile, but looks dreadfully lost. You wish me to search for your father's ghost? You say? You don't know whether to sound incredulous. It's not an unusual request in your line of work, but her approach has been uncomfortably roundabout. Sophia shifts again, but she doesn't back down.
Is it so much to ask? Don't forget that you've come into my house for reasons of your own, and I have not pressed you for the whole truth. Call it a simple transaction.
She has you at a disadvantage, it seems. Thinking fast, you consider your options. Pulls up. What are we doing? 1. Is there anything to see in the aether if I'm cautious? Yikes. I won't risk it, but I can always make something up. Sophia needs to know how risky this attempt will be. Okay.
I feel like she's testing you, because she already knew that there were heavy presences outside the gates.
Yeah. I think she's being a shady shyster. Maybe she's just like a really good actress. Alright. Number 3 it is. I'd like to help. If you wanna.
You say?
But the consequences could be dire. The press of spirits here is like a flood, and it will sweep me away if given the slightest chance.
Sophia rolls her shoulders, trying to shake off her frustration. I will keep you safe, she swears. I have some influence here. Nothing will touch you. At her words, the pressure that has been buffeting you steadily since you arrived fades. You'd almost grown used to it. Its sudden absence staggers you. But Sophia is there behind you, her warm hand at your back. There now, she says. I've pushed them. I've pushed everything away. Tell me what you feel. With the freedom to touch the aether without fear, you can sense everything of note in this room with ease. It's the strangest feeling. You don't even need to reach out. The aether is so present here. It's always nearby, but where it might normally be a light haze, here it's as thick and miasmatic as the fog that rolls in off the Thames. Spirits teem around the outside spheres of Sophia's influence, but you're safely ensconced within it. You can do something similar in a much safer circumstances, but this is unheard of. Sophia doesn't even have any apparent connection to the spirit world. But there is no sign of the elder Baron Reeves, no lingering hint of his presence, just Sophia, pressed up much too close to you, and the strangest feeling that you're wanted here. That something doesn't want you to leave.
Interesting. Does Sophia feel
it
it
is
too?
Interesting that she can control things.
Yeah, I'm wondering if...
And she knows that she can.
Yeah. I'm wondering if, like, whether she, like, maybe she doesn't know she has... That's shouldn't... She doesn't have, like, ghostly psychic abilities like us. But maybe she has, like, some, like, severe connection to the house or to, like, the original Baron Reeves or something. That, like, and that spirit is the one that has control of the house, maybe? And because she's an heir, she can kind of, like, use her influence as that bloodline. Maybe something like that. I don't know, like... it seems like an awful lot of control for someone
Mm-hmm.
who like can't sense her own father.
Right, right.
Curious, I can't sense what's causing it, but it's interesting. Little time in Sophia's arms. Sounds. they just give you every opportunity, eh? It's like, oh, you want to jump the gun? You want to like, just play it slow, and
You
then
ready to
just in the
see
moment, yeah.
the ladies' chambers?
That's right. That's right. This isn't right. I need to get out of here.
I think 1 or 3.
That's kind of what I was thinking too.
Because clearly she feels something.
Yeah.
But do we want to ask her about it?
I'm curious because here's what I'm thinking. Right, is she might like take it as an opportunity, like to garner our trust even more, and like maybe she is like that into us or something like that, and it's like I'll bring him into my confidence, and now he's trusting me, and
Right.
I'm thinking this one. I think for one will be interesting. The other one is,
Let's do it.
I mean, the other one's just not going to give us any information.
Any clues.
Yeah, it's like, what do we do? Just try and keep following it, kind of thing. But yeah, let's do the first. I'm just curious. Do you feel something strange? You move toward the desk experimentally, but nothing draws you in. Then Sophia's hand brushes against your hip, and it's there again, an intense desire to keep her here with you.
That's what I asked you.
She murmurs into your ear, too close for anything you'd normally find comfortable. You squirm out of her reach, backing into a stack of boxes that teeter worryingly. Not your father. I'm afraid I don't sense him. You steady them and pull away, palms coated with dust. No, something wants us to stay here. I didn't feel it earlier, not until you brought me into this room. It was your father's, you say?
It is. But I don't think my sire is encouraging me to pull you over to that desk.
Sophia walks towards you. She goes silent. Her oh my god! Like seriously though, she goes silent. Her eyes narrowing dangerously.
You might be right. I avoid this room with good reason.
She straightens her shoulders and pushes back out into the hall. With her gone, you feel yourself again, until you can better identify the strange energy in this place. This room holds nothing for you but a few small mysteries. You hasten to follow her out. Interesting.
I really think it's something mystical still. Like, I'm leaning away from vampire, but she's got something going on.
See, and I'm leaning towards some kind of familial thing. Here's what I'm thinking.
Like a generational curse?
In some sense, but what I'm actually thinking is like there's probably an ancestor that's obsessed with continuing on, like basically immortality, like beyond the grave or trying something like that. And perhaps he's been working through the lines to try and get somebody who is sensitive, and with her sensitivity and your sensitivity, if he can have another heir that is capable of psychic abilities, then maybe he can be possessed or something. I know this is a big stretch, but like it's just like this is how my brain works. It's like, what could possibly be the most nefarious thing that that the spirit world would have, right? And it would be to either come back to life or. So anyway, that's my theory. I have no reason.
Yeah.
This is my goose duck moment. Okay.
My two working theories that I've thinking about for this story is we know people go to the house and don't come back, and they're guests of the house. And judging by the amount of spirits here that are upset, lost, put me out of my misery, why am I here type thing, something, either the house itself is alive and keeping them there, like to feed itself, or someone is doing that, whether it be like you said, like the original person and stuff. And we also know that the original lord of the house, the very first one, his what was that, crypt or something, was the
Yeah.
only one that was like unkept. So
Yeah, it
it
was
feels like there's
tarnished.
something
Yeah.
sour against him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting that they would describe it that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess the other thing that, I mean, it's always like a, a duh kind of thing, but at the same time, it's like, it's easy to misunderstand what the title of the book is, right? Which is Heart of the House. So what does that
Oh yeah.
mean? Like, what's
Yeah,
rooting
who or
the
what.
yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So like, is it a thing? Like the heart as in like the core, which doesn't necessarily mean it's a person or an emotional thing, and therefore is it like just some phylactery or some object of power that it needs to get destroyed? That's the pulse that's causing it to be all ghostly or haunty and stuff, or is it a heart? Is it an actual person who like has control of the house or has control of the grounds because their heart's busted, or they need to be
Right.
freed, or come to something.
And I don't remember what Oriana had said. Uh, she had said something in the hall when they were arguing about the house needs to feed, or something needs guests or something of that nature.
Yeah.
So, that also could lead to the same train of thought we're on.
Cap says, I think you nailed it. These people make guys fall in love and then kill them. That's why flirting works so well, and then our stopped advances have saved us.
But it wasn't just guys in the spirit realm. There was men, women, children.
Yeah, I'm not sure yet. I still think it's, to me, like my leap of logic, because I like, that's all I do, right? It's like put little tethers and then I instantly make a conclusion and then see whether that calls out. I feel like it's got to be some ancestral thing, and it's because, I mean, like I said, we kind of discussed it, right, with the original lord's urn. Like, as small a detail as that is, it still seems important. Thanks, Shanna. Hydro, or hydration station, as she would say.